always get that.
Shaft. Fascinating.
I always do up your shaft instead of fascinating.
Fascinating.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek rewatch and recap podcast, where every week, myself, Adam Ordall-Quinnell, and my co-host...
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
My buddy, Mr. Al Hirt, and I, we get together in the San Fernando Valley, and we discuss something related to Star Trek. We started by doing the original series, and now we're into the animated series. We're going to do some of these. And we really just, we talk through an episode and just kind of discuss, chop it up about it.
Yeah, shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit, as it were, about the exploits of Kirk and the gang. And if you're a new listener, we welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome.
And we generally start with a recap of what we talked about last week. And then we're going to discuss the episode for this week. Then we'll recommend some sort of media or podcast or something for you and get you on your fucking way with the rest of your goddamn little life.
It is kind of beating a dead horse, too, because, like, there is a bunch of Star Trek media out there, but also, I mean, I think it's just us, like, digesting and fully taking this in.
We like to exist outside of all the other Star Trek podcasts because we don't pay attention to those.
It's a really fresh take, I guess.
Yeah,
in the sense of we're just
two people
outsiders
talking about Star Trek.
But now we're building our lore more and more.
Exactly, and we're gonna in 2025. In 2025, we're relaunching for Next Generation.
Yes,
but last week we discussed an episode of Star Trek, the animated series. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what it was?
Oh, I have no idea.
The Slaver Weapon.
Oh, yes. Actually, now that you said the title, I do immediately remember. It was one of my favorite ones.
Well, tell me about it, Al. What do you remember about it?
What carries it is the writer. What was his name? The main writer who wrote the old story. So the Gene was just reading a magazine and was like, "This story's dope.
This story rips.
Let's animate it."
I could just overlay Kirk and the crew.
Yeah.
Over these glips and glorps or whatever they were originally.
So I think it's Uhura, not the Spock, and Sulu, right? Mm-hmm. And they're all out in a scout ship, zipping around out there. And they have something called, what kind of box is it? It's like some ultra...
A slaver box.
That's what it is? Oh, yeah, God, dude. That's right, because the slaver weapon. But it's basically a time portal box or like a little infinite nothing.
It's a stasis box.
Yeah, it's an infinite inventory box.
There's been shit in there for fucking 2 billion years. Yeah. And sometimes they're empty and sometimes they got like cookies or a ray gun.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that they're zipping around and their stasis box starts to glow and Uhura's like, "What the hell's happening?" And Spock's like, "Well, I mean, that can only mean one thing. It's only lit up because there's another stasis box." So it's like, ooh, it's a little fetch, a little treasure hunt kind of deal. And they're like, okay, I guess this is why the Federation wanted us to check it out. You know, who knows what's in there? Who knows what's preserved? Maybe something dope. And then it ends up being a trap because there's some other aliens. And what are they?
The Kzinti?
The Kzinti.
And they were cat people in spacesuits.
It was awesome.
I imagine it's cheaper to animate a spacesuit than cat fur.
Yeah.
And so the Kzinti...
Did they have helmets on?
They did.
Yeah.
And so the Kzinti, they found an empty slaver box. And one thing, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
My favorite part about that episode was this idea of this race of slavers that,
it was weird.
They, 2 billion years ago, they ruled every planet in the fucking known universe or whatever, and then, one planet dissented, and then everything broke apart, and then all other history started. It's fucking crazy, dude.
But
it's like
these boxes.
Exactly, and it's such that fucking 60s and 70s, vintage sci-fi, so it really made sense that it came from a short story like that, because it's so classic, like an ancient race that puts their artifacts in stasis.
Yeah.
And so they found an empty one.
And as they come across it, they get caught by the Kazinti, right?
Yeah, they get caught by the Kazinti.
They have possession of both stasis boxes, right?
Yes. They want, because their stasis box was empty. Mm-hmm. So they use that stasis box to attract the Enterprise folks, and then they tricked them. And then they opened the stasis box, and there was a steak. There was a fucking cartoon steak in there.
They're like, "Whoa, it's just a leg of meat. That's awesome.
It's just a steak. Cool. It's fresh as it was 2 billion years ago."
Whoa! And then there's like another picture with kind of like this weird chicken cyclops alien thing,
a lizard chicken cyclops alien.
Oh, he had a crocodile body. Though.
Crocodile body, duck feet, pig nose. And they were like, this might be what a slaver looked like.
And Spock's like, that's quite literally history.
Yep.
Don't put that aside. He was really interested in it. And then they found this weird little green like device.
Looked like a hairdryer.
Yeah. And then it's like, really quickly though, just summarize. They're messing with the weapon, and it's like a battle between the Kazinti and Spock, and how they get the weapon back.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
It just resolves in a very comedic way.
They destroy the weapon.
No, it self-destructs.
The weapon self-destructs because it knows that it's not their owners. Yes. They don't know the passcode. Star Trek is big on passcodes in the 60s and 70s.
But I think that was from the short story, too, though.
Oh, for sure,
Maybe it's a bit of the both. But it was a really cool story of how simple, logic can help you find your way out of these issues, and how it just really kind of worked out for all of them in the end. Because the Kazinti was asking that device questions, and the device was like, "Hey, you obviously wouldn't ask these questions if you knew who I was."
The owner of my gun, Ted, would know the answer to these questions. Well, I'll tell you what, Al. That recap was
fascinating.
Yeah.
And this week, we're discussing the episode that aired on October 6th, 1973. The More Trouble, More Tribbles.
Ooh.
And I corrected you last week because I wasn't thinking when you said More Trouble, More Tribbles. I thought it was More Trouble with Tribbles. But no, you were 100% right, and I'm a dumb dick. And we're gonna press play on it
Trouble
here.
with Tribbles.
On Paramount Plus. We're
could
not
have done a lot more.
We're not doing a watch. We're not doing a watch along or anything. We just like to have it up and talk through it. So they're just they're just zooming around out there, out in the space.
And what starts this is a conflict of the Romulan coming into the zone? Klingon, excuse me.
Y'all.
God, geez, we're Romulan Klingons. They're getting beef with everyone.
Yeah, wasn't Practical Joker was the Romulans, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, where they tricked the Romulans into having sentient prank ships.
Oh yeah,
they put a little Ashton Kutcher in every Romulan ship. So the intro rules again. By the way,
this writing really carries this.
Absolutely rips. I love the intro, the music, the audio production on the episodes is great. If you close your eyes, it's just a goddamn episode of Star Trek. And so, as usual, the Enterprise is transporting special grain.
For a society.
For Sherman's planet.
Yes, Sherman's planet. Thank
More
you.
Trouble, More Tribbles, written by David Gerrold. And the Enterprise is flying around out there. They're transporting special grain, which is Quinta Triticale, which is the same grain that they were moving around. Oh, wait, hold on. The synopsis from Paramount Plus is Cyrano Jones introduces tribbles that cannot reproduce.
Okay, that's like a mid spoiler.
And honestly, it's not really, because they make you think that, well, you see More Trouble, More Tribbles, you're gonna have Cyrano Jones in there mixing it up,
Yeah.
And so they're driving these they're ushering these big robot ships full of grain to Sherman's planet, and then suddenly there's a Klingon ship rumored to be in the sector, and so everybody is on their high alert, and then kablamo, there's the Klingon ship. And it's chasing a one-man scout ship.
Yeah, so it seems like the scout ship's already getting bullied and in distress,
Classic classic Star Trek shit where there's like a big ship killing a little ship, and then the Enterprise comes across, and then even though the big ship was assholes, they find out that the guy in the little ship was also an asshole.
Of course, but it's great too how their just logic is like, that ship's lost, like let's just transport whoever's in there out of there, you know. So as they're as Scotty volunteers to transport the pilot through, they're fighting the Klingon battle cruiser here, and what happens is that the battle cruiser has this dope weapon. I forgot what it was called though. I guess it's kind of like a disruptor.
It's a force field weapon.
Yeah.
It shoots a force field that shuts your shit down.
And it's so funny, too, because the clip as it's introduced, Spock is like, they seem to have shot some disruptor. It emits very loud, and it just immediately cuts him off with this disgusting just...
One thing that I have to point out is they're watching this Klingon battle cruiser, right? Mm-hmm. Shoot at this little ship, and they're going to put themselves in between it, and they're going to protect the little ship. And Kirk says, warp 8. Dude, you're right. They're right there, man. If you go warp 8, you're going to be in the motherfucking Delta Quadrant or some shit, you know? What the hell, dude? But they figure it out. He talks to the Klingon battle cruiser, and it turns out that it's motherfucking Koloth, bitch. Yeah, Koloth. Famous Klingon who we will meet in Next Generation. And
now that too.
Koloth didn't talk to them yet. I got excited.
Really?
No, because they just
that's right.
The
so
Klingon
the ship blows up.
The Klingon ship blew up the scout ship, and Scotty's basically got the pilot of the scout ship in the buffer. And now Spock or Kirk is going to have the showdown with motherfucking Koloth.
And it does a 70s thing too, where it zooms in on the red alert light, and just emergency.
And then they get hit by the new weapon, some kind of field effect. That's what it is, Captain. It will hit us in precisely 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is.
It produces a most remarkable, and it just...
It basically just disrupts all their systems.
Yep.
But also...
They're kind of dead in the water.
However, it takes so much energy for the Klingons that they can't do anything while they've got the beam on you.
Yeah, that's what they figure out eventually.
Sure. And they say the reason they're trying to get the pilot of this ship is because he's committed ecological sabotage.
And they're like, what?
And Kirk is like, ecological sabotage?
Like, who would we send to, Klingon?
Yeah, well, and Klingons really want to fight. And they want this prisoner, and Kirk doesn't know who it is yet. And I guess so they don't know that the let's see here. So they bring back the robot ships.
Yes.
The drone ships.
And they put them as like kind of a distraction and putting them in, distinctly two different areas. So like they're doing like a triangle positioning on the Klingon ship.
Yep. And so they're basically using these robot ships at two different angles to just run them into the fucking Klingon ship.
Yeah.
And it's like there was a big thing where like Spock was like, but Captain Kirk, the people of Sherman's planet need that grain. They need that fucking grain, dude. And so
he's like, he'll stop them.
And so they try to use the beam to stop the robot ships as well. But they don't have enough energy to hold them both.
And we kind of see it flicker out,
it flickers
screen.
out. And I forgot this from the first time that I saw
really?
it. That they used,
awesome.
I thought they just rammed the Klingon ship with one of the robot ships, but they do that later.
Yeah. It's pretty clever what they do with the robot ships at first.
And then the Klingons shoot one of the robot ships that had grain in it. Mm. Oh no! They just incapacitate it. They don't destroy the grain. So they're at least kind enough to let Sherman's planet potentially have their grain. And now Spock is saying, "Well, that beam takes all their energy. They're going to go recharge."
And also, though, they got to tow the other robot ship too. That still has a quadrido. What is it? The
Quadritriticale.
Quadriticale.
And then.
Oh, yes. And Kirk goes, hey, Scotty, you're still, putting that pilot in,
You're
right?
still buffering that motherfucker,
He's like,
right?
Yeah, I'm putting them together right now. Come in.
I'm putting them back together right now,
It's
Captain.
disgusting. And there, as he fades into the picture, Kirk's like, oh my gosh, I think we know that guy.
I recognize that motherfucker.
And Bones is like, no, it can't be. And they're like, Cyrano Jones.
So,
It's a shock.
So one thing, I want to pause this for a second and talk about Cyrano Jones. So Cyrano Jones reminds me, when I was a student of literature in university at the turn of the century, I studied about the poet John Donne, and this poet John Donne had a friend who was named Indigo Jones. And he was like a super flamboyant, like trader, like importer exporter guy. And this is all in like the Romantic era, like the 1700s or some shit. And it was just the Cyrano Jones reminds me so much of this of John Donne's friend Indigo Jones. And Spock or Kirk describes him as an intergalactic trader and general nuisance. Hello, I'm General Nuisance reporting for duty.
Yeah, and he just has these 4 piles of tribbles around him, and they're all what
pink.
the hell, dude? Yeah.
Monocolor Tribbles. This is the new release.
Yeah,
this is the new
true.
drop.
Yes, that's right. They had the same money too. But also, I think it's really cool how they immediately bring up the issue of like, hey, what the hell? Tribbles reproduce. Like, what's going on here? And Spock goes, they're very well known for their, way to multiply themselves and like breed quickly. And Cyrano Jones cuts him off and he's like, they breed quickly too.
And they breed fast too. I'm a dumb guy in a cartoon.
And he's
and
like, that's why these tribbles are safe though. I genetically engineered them to not breed. And okay.
I feel the need to mention that Cyrano Jones is played by Stanley Adams, the guy who played him in the original series.
Uncredited.
Whoa, James Doohan played Koloth? Get the fuck out of here,
wow.
dude. Hey, Kirk, I'm James Doohan. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. My fucking mind is blown, dude. So when Koloth is like, Kirk, you must hand over the prisoner. That's fucking James Doohan putting on a voice, man. I love it. He's picking up that extra check, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he really puts his all into every Star Trek role. He likes it.
I can't believe he's Koloth, man. That's great. And so he's basically Cyrano Jones saying, I made these so they can't reproduce. They just eat. And they're ecologically safe. For humanoid environments.
And you can see everybody's like one animated cell of the eyebrow just slapped onto their faces.
Yes.
Just immediate doubt.
Triangle brows all around in the animation lounge. And so
they kind of tilted a little bit, but they introduce another creature too immediately. What's it called?
Before we get to the Glommer.
Oh, yes.
I do want to say Kirk asks Cyrano Jones how he got off of the space station where they left him to clean up all the tribbles, and he said, I found some help, and anyway, this little creature is called the Glommer. It eats tribbles.
This is what helped me.
And it's a crazy looking, it's a real, like, 1920s, 30s surrealist sci-fi painting ass monster. It looks like a living little table tripod or a quadrupod.
Yeah, but the table legs have like, knee joints
and then it just aligns. They don't show it eat the tribble, but they show before and after. It just like stands over the tribble and then lowers itself down onto it to eat it. It's fucking disgusting.
And the teeth are on top, so you can't really like tell what's going on. It's pretty cool though. It's a cool design.
It is. It's very much like it's giving a lot of the Star Wars designs from a couple years later. And so he said the Klingons are chasing him because they think he's an ecological disaster. He says, I didn't know that there was a Klingon planet. And
what?
And he said, so I put tribbles on this Klingon planet. And he goes, Kirk says, Tribbles don't like Klingons. And he's like, they don't like them either.
And he's like, why would you even sell them, the Klingons? And he goes, I didn't know it was a Klingon planet.
Yeah.
He's like, do you know where you are? Like, do you know what's going on right now?
Absolutely.
He just seems so lost.
Cyrano Jones goes, Captain, can we talk about this in private? I didn't think so.
Yeah. Because he's already in thin ice.
This is a throwback. The next little scene is a throwback to the original Tribbles episode, because Bones is studying one of these hot pink Tribbles, and he's hitting it with its tricorder. He's zapping it, getting readings and shit.
It's just a cute little ball of fur.
Yep. And then we cut to the conference room where Bones says, he's right, these Tribbles don't reproduce, they just eat. And every time we see the Tribbles from scene to scene, they get bigger.
Slightly bigger.
Yeah. And then they have to talk about the Klingon weapon, and they've got an energy blast, an energy dampening field, but it immobiles the attacking ship's abilities at the same time.
And it happens again, too, because Scotty goes, wow, and if that's true, that weapon leaves him as helpless as it leaves us. And Spock's like, I literally just said that.
Yeah, Spock goes, dude.
That's what I just said.
And so now they got to worry about how long it takes the Klingons to recharge before they come back and attack them again to get Cyrano.
Spock's very technical, and like they just love to put it in the layman's terms too, because I think like, kids are watching this show. But it's funny too how they lean into the humor of Spock just being like, I did just say that, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I said. And now they got drums of Quattro Triticale all over the ship, in the corridors of the ship. And then there's another robot ship that they're escorting to.
So
basically,
like the problems are piling up.
And Scotty is always like, it just takes more energy for us to move with all this shit going on. He goes, we got Tribbles on the ship, Quinta Triticale in the corridors, Klingons in the quadrant. Oh, it's enough to ruin your whole day, sir.
Yeah, he really leans in on that one.
I like it. And so they beam the Triticale from the damaged ship, and then of course we see fat Tribbles kind of rolling around near the Triticale drums. And then the Glommer gets him. They don't ever explain how the little Tribbles that don't have arms or whatever, they don't explain how they get those grain drums open.
No, yeah.
But they do.
Maybe it just tilts. Maybe they just lean on it and it just pushed with its weight.
Kirk pushes a fat Tribble. Oh
yeah.
Airplane. Kirk pushes a fat Tribble off of his seat, and he's like, how fat do these fucking things get?
Yeah, and it's just this big thud as it slams the ground.
And so the Klingons are back.
Yes.
And Kirk says they can only stop one ship with their stasis field, so we're going to do evasive maneuvers. And he says we're going to use that other robot ship to give them trouble. And it's like, oh, man, you're going to ram that robot ship into them, aren't you, Kirk? They attacked the grain ship but didn't destroy it. They wrecked the propulsion units, and the cargo is intact. Captain Koloth is quite the marksman captain. It's a spaceship, dude. He's not aiming.
Yeah, he just dials it in.
He just says, shoot the fucking...
at this spot, at this point,
so he just says, take out their engines.
Yeah.
And then it takes out their engines, and he's like, oh, good eye, Koloth.
What would you like me to do next, Koloth?
You fucking nailed it, Koloth.
Would you like me to take out their engines?
Oh, the grain bins fall over because of all of the getting shot at by the Klingons.
Yes, they do cut to that. And then
I was a stoned fool.
Immobilize them. And then, oh my gosh, and you see the Tribbles grow really fast.
Even bigger, eating that Quattro Triticale that they love so much. And
so
remember...
you see this house of cards kind of fall,
Yeah,
all these problems are just laying on each other.
And remember, in the first one, the Quattro Triticale was poison. And that was the plot.
And then all these dead Tribbles were falling out of the vents.
They only have 22 minutes, so they couldn't do that much of the plot, or else they would have done the exact same thing again. And so they've got the robot ship disabled, and then Kirk is like, we're gonna tow that ship, and then they will not have available power to use in battle. Which is
fascinating.
It's supposed to say logical.
Yeah, but as soon as Spock tells Kirk, like, hey, I mean, they're going to want us to tow it because we're going to not have power, he goes, why don't we just throw Tribbles at them? And Kirk's like, I didn't know Vulcans were supposed to have a sense of humor. And he's like, no, it's just the logical move to do.
And so motherfucking after Spock was cutting it up with Kirk, we see a Glommer, the one Glommer, trying to eat a huge Tribble. It's hilarious. He's just like sitting on top of it. And then Scotty's role in this episode is like the Greek chorus who's just telling him what's wrong. He's like, Captain, we've got broken cargo containers and the Tribbles are eating all the grain. And they get Cyrano Jones up there and they're looking for Captain Koloth's ship.
So they're just trying to juggle all these issues with these, Tribbles and the combat with the space combat and shit. So it's we got a little excitement going, but it's a lot of silly BS too.
And Cyrano Jones says if your security men are having trouble with this, they're not very good security men.
Hey,
and then,
I mean, he's not not completely off base.
Right, but still, there's no Odo on board for sure, right. Or Worf. But basically, he says, they're little, they can't do anything. And Kirk shows him the big one that's in the captain's chair and goes, these aren't little. And he goes, a little Tribble doesn't eat much, but a big Tribble does, you fucking idiot.
And they're just going to get bigger.
Is this the ecological sabotage that the Klingons were talking about, you dumb piece of shit, Cyrano? And then Bones comes in and tries to say, hey, I've got news. And Kirk's like, we can't deal with it right now. And he pushes a huge Tribble out of his chair.
Yeah, it's definitely a highlight of the episode. When he's like, not now, Bones. And then just shoves a fucking Tribble. Right,
before we go to commercial, they let go of the robot ship so that they can do battle. And doesn't it seem stupid to fight with Klingons over Cyrano Jones? Like, it feels like they should just be like, yeah, you can have him. We don't like him either.
Yeah, here, have everything. Have his Tribbles, too.
That's pretty cool. So the Enterprise shoots a photon torpedo at the Klingon ship, and the Klingon ship shoots through it with their stasis beam, and then hits the Enterprise. And Scotty says, "That's done it. We're caught." And now. Shit. Captain Kirk, we'll take control of your ship now. I'm James Doohan. I want your prisoner, and also I'm Scotty. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it is a mindfuck.
And even Kirk has to be like, look, man, I don't want to do this, but Cyrano Jones is a citizen of the Federation, and I'm technically supposed to protect him, even though I would love to turn him over to you. I love it.
It pains him to refuse the request, he says.
And of course, Koloth not taking it. He says, it's not a request. Don't make me do shit we're both going to regret. And then there's an even bigger Tribble in Kirk's chair. Like, so did that Tribble go eat more grain and then come back to the chair?
Yeah, and Spock's like, are you going to sit down, Captain? And Kirk's like, no, I think I'll stand.
So at about 18 minutes and 41 seconds, there's just a fucking banger shot of staring down the barrel of the stasis field at the Klingon ship, and there's the spiral coming out of it. That's a thin spiral line with the stars in the background, and then the spiral turns into the thick lines of the stasis field. If you're not watching these episodes, like while we talk about them,
you're missing
Paramount
out.
Plus has them. They fucking rip. Or you could probably find them on YouTube or something. And now the Klingons are going to board the Enterprise ship. That's how they're going to do it, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to just go over there when they're in the stasis beam. And I can't. Do they put a tube across?
Yeah, I think they put a tube across attached to the ship, and then while they put them in the hallway, they shove the Tribbles in the hallway, and then the Tribbles overflow the tunnel. Or they transport the Tribbles over, I think.
I can't. I want to watch this. So they're in the stasis beam, and it's funny because the Klingons are initiating boarding plan C, and Kirk is initiating emergency plan B. So it's like these captains are so similar. I think the Klingons are. So they beam the Tribbles over to the Klingon ship.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna take Spock's suggestion." And
that's so fucking. And the Klingons or the Furbos, the fucking Tribbles are just rolling around, being cool. And Kirk's like, "Are you gonna release my ship now, Koloth?" And Koloth is like, "Kirk, you are monotonous." And then he doesn't know that the Tribbles are on his ship yet. And so not only are there Tribbles on the ship, and not only that, but we find out that they send the Glommer over to the Klingon ship to help them, by the way, but the Glommer is not big enough to eat those big Tribbles. But then we get the reveal that the Tribbles actually were... they do a funny bit about how Tribbles actually are an effective weapon. So what they find out is Bones explains, like, what I was trying to tell you earlier when you told me to shut the fuck up was that these here Tribbles, they're not one big Tribble. They're a bunch of little Tribbles in a huge ball. And then eventually they pop, and there's Tribbles all over the place.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the Klingon ship, and he goes, "We've got something we can do about the Tribbles. I have the Glommer right here." Oh, there's a great shot earlier in the scene where Koloth goes, "Bring me the Glommer!" And it's fucking great. And so he goes, "All right, Glommer, you're going to attack this Tribble." And they open the door, and it's a Tribble that's like 20 feet tall. And then he calls Kirk a tin-plated, overbearing excuse for a starship captain did it to us again. And the Glommer is just blasting away.
There's like a cool animation of the legs like swimming and then sliding in a circle.
Yeah, it's just that rad like when Scooby and Shaggy are running away. Their legs turn into wheels. And
oh, go ahead.
No, lay it on him. So what's Koloth going to do with this big Tribble?
And Koloth immediately shoots his phaser at it, and right as he pops it, all these small Tribbles roll out, just as what Bones was mentioning.
So he pops it.
Yeah, basically. And it all just floods onto the Klingon ship.
Yeah, and Koloth's second in command goes, "Do you have any orders for us?" And he goes, "Don't do that again, ever." And it's like, but you're the one that did it, dog. And then Bones says, "A simple shot of neoethylene will fix everything. The Tribble colonies will break down into their individual units with a slower metabolic rate. And these really will be safe Tribbles now."
So, Cyrano Jones is like, "What happens? What about the Klingons?"
And he goes, "Well, unless they treat their Tribbles, it's going to be a problem." And then Kirk is like, "What about this one, Bones?" And there's one up in a big Tribble up in a Jeffries tube. And then Bones goes, "I haven't treated that one yet." And then it pops and all the Tribbles fall all over Kirk. And then it looks just like when he was in all the Tribble corpses.
Yeah, and he's like, "Someday I'll learn."
Someday I'll learn. Oh, and then there's a great shot of Kirk raising his brow at the end after a wry comment.
Yeah, I think the ending is a little, rushed, yeah. But everything else really
loved it.
Yeah,
And then it reminds me of how good the original Tribbles episode was, and how
silly.
He's like that famous shot of Kirk like chest deep in Tribbles. Like most of those Tribbles are dead corpses.
Yeah,
they're like just rotting Tribble skeletons in there. I fucking love it. So that's more trouble, more Tribbles. Al, what did you think, buddy? You were already kind of giving it to us.
I don't know. I thought it was really, really. It had a strong, solid start, and there was like a lot of funny timing. With Spock being like, "This beam produces a loud noise," and it just cuts him off. Or like, Kirk constantly knocking the Tribble off of his chair and stuff. The repetition of that.
Lots of
and
good
like
visual
Cyrano
bits.
Jones just being completely ignorant of like what he does.
He's such a fucking con man through and through.
He's like, "I mean, I sold them. What do you mean?" And it's just, I think it's all like kind of a rehash too, because of the grain and all that, and the weapons were cool. I think though, just what it was missing was just probably a tighter ending. But that's it. I think it's just because
it was a little rushed.
The Tribble was just. It was just funny seeing all the Tribbles explode on that Klingon ship and seeing all the Klingons' faces.
Oh, dude! And when the best part was
the
when
Growler.
he shoots the Glommer
or Glommer,
the Glommer, bro. I'm looking for the episodes. I liked it a lot. I thought it was just a good
It's like
ass.
that and Slaver Weapon are the top ones.
Good
for
ass
me.
22-minute episode. Yeah, I think Slaver Weapon was very good as well. Yeah, I mean, a good solid episode of Star Trek, the animated series. I think that it's just absolutely wild to think that these were Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this one this one actually
sure, it's a
does kind of
sequel.
fit. But this one does kind of fit as like a Saturday morning cartoon, you know, like
they happen
they're
to,
cute, they're cute creatures. I bet they sold a lot of little Tribble toys at Star Trek conventions around this time. I am looking for the list of what episode. Do you know the episode we're doing next? Do you remember what the last one is?
Yesteryears.
We haven't done Yesteryear yet?
No, we have
okay.
not.
That's like the best one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the episode for
Okay.
for at least
Yeah,
for talking
yeah.
about. You got anything
Yeah,
else to
honestly,
say about?
No, it's
more trouble, more tribbles.
like what I want to cover with these animated series too is that like initially starting it's like, okay, this is for kids. Like, what's gonna happen? You know, it can't bring too much more of the source. You know. But it's like quite literally extra scripts that they had they're just pumping out in these like cool animated ways, and then they have to cut it even shorter because it's like there are for kids too, but that does kind of help it, you know,
That tightens
push
it up.
the plot faster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
more
it's like that's what kind of the
all
original
killer-
series was missing. You know,
All killer, no filler, as
Right.
the band Sum 41
But
would say.
I understood that you were going to watch like all of them, you know, and how is that going? Have you seen them all or?
Oh no, not yet. I've
Okay,
just been
okay.
watching them with us for now.
Okay.
Because
those-
Lower Decks is on. We've
we're
been watching that.
Yeah, and there's like you picked what, the top 10, right?
I picked the top 5, but
Okay,
we'll do
top
more.
5. Okay, these are all pretty good.
I
was
want to do more just
genuinely
because they're so
surprised.
good. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like it's fun, and it's fun for us to talk through them, and they're little shorty episodes, kind of.
Yeah, and it was just crazy to see that like it is quite literally in some cases a direct translation, and like it was funny that you brought it up too, that I forget which episode it was, but they caught someone and he tried to like kill himself with a cyanide tube.
Yeah, the
Or pill.
Romulans.
The Romulans, yeah.
Tried to cyanide himself
And I
on
was
a
like,
kids
whoa.
show.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
I will take my suicide capsule. I'm James Doohan. I am Scotty.
And then we got cool aliens too that we see.
Oh,
and there's
kind of
like
the Glommer?
world building. Yeah, I really like that.
I love the Glommer.
It's getting me excited for next gen because it's like they kind of lean into the silliness of some episodes, but then it's like it helps grow the Star Trek lore. You
Good
know? And
bridge.
What else?
Good bridge between the two series. So, Al, what do you got to recommend people for? This is the Trek in the Valley dudes.
Let's see.
Recommend media.
Let's see. Oh, I guess I've just been listening to more dubstep, but there is an album that's gonna come out that I'm already gonna recommend that I'm very excited
What are you
for.
excited about, Al?
It's this guy called Knock 2. I don't know what the album's called. Oh, yes, it's called No Limit. That's his debut album, and it's coming January 17th.
Cool.
So it's going to be a while.
Have
but
you
I'm
heard
pretty
the
excited.
single from it or something?
There's 3 singles out right now, and they're all
there
pretty
you go.
solid.
Cool.
I think the thing is that, like I was telling you before, is that it's kind of weird now, where it's like it's been so many years that like kids that listen to music in 2009 and 2010s, like growing up as like, 9, 8-year-olds are already there and like reusing the samples of like the original sounds and the old school, but then they're using the new school, and like you hear it all in real time, and it's just really weird. Yes, it probably must be a bitch and a half to probably like sample clear, and like he probably has a lot of lawyers behind him, but like, it's also insane what he's doing. Like everyone's, it's this weird shift in momentum when everyone's like rooting for the guy to do well. So it's cool. It's exciting to see. But it's called No Limit by Knock 2.
Knock 2, No Limit, January 17th. For me, I'm going to promote... when this airs on Sunday, or when this episode drops on Sunday, I will have attended my first live comedy Bang Bang show. Tomorrow night, my wife and I are going to attend a live comedy Bang Bang. It's a comedy podcast where the host Scott Aukerman has a bunch of funny characters on. and it's going to be really fucking good. It's at a theater downtown. We're stoked about it. And if you haven't listened to Comedy Bang Bang, it's a great podcast. The free version of it that they have is pretty good. And then for like $8 a month, you can get all of the episodes ad free, but also like 25 other shows that are all pretty funny. And it's basically just improvised character stuff. And it's really fucking good. I'm stoked.
Okay, word. And who's the guest?
Well, they don't have guests. Like, they don't announce
the live show.
They don't announce the guests for the live show. They have so there was a tour that they did that ended in October, and so this was like kind of an added show. But on the tour, there's 4 comedians that basically did all the tour spots, but they did different characters every night. So I think it's gonna be like Paul F. Tompkins, and Lily Sullivan and Tim Baltz. These are people who are also in the podcast. Tim Baltz and Lily Sullivan also do the podcast Hey Randy, which is actually opening for Comedy Bang Bang. So I'm gonna get to see a fucking episode of Hey Randy as well, which is about this guy Randy and his friends in Michigan. And it's pretty funny. But yeah,
they've gotten like really creative too with these shows.
Dude, Comedy Bang Bang is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like this
holding it down.
It's like this whole sprawling thing that's been around for 15 years. Yeah, check it out.
Word. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking Comedy Bang Bang. You should, dude. Scott Aukerman's hilarious.
It was also a television program on IFC for like 100 episodes. Where they did like a kind of a short abridged live version where it was like half sketch, half interview, half something else.
It's funny because I came in from the angle of like, oh, I know Reggie Watts. Oh, I know Weird Al. Oh, I know Kid Cudi did a season. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, it's a cool show.
Yeah, Comedy Bang Bang. Check it out. And next week, we'll be back with Yesteryear, which is a really good fucking episode of the animated series.
I'm excited.
And we get to see Spock's pet that has been referenced before, his Sea-Lot.
See, we got like a lot of cool shit. That's what I'm saying. They were like, ooh, maybe we should try this with Spock, or maybe we should have him an arcade room.
In Strange New Worlds, they talk about his pet Sea-Lot a few times, and it's crazy that we get to see it. But yeah, so thanks for listening.
Oh yes, thank you.
Do all the stuff in the bumper, and we'll hear you next week.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Bye. Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials. And you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.